This is your home, West Virginia.
Yeah.
Today is an historic day. The first black woman is going to be confirmed for the Supreme Court. How do you feel about that?
Excited! Yes, 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 yes. She's probably, I don't remember, I don't know if she's in her 40s. I'm old enough to be her mama. No, I think not quite grandma, but it's like, it is exciting. It is exciting. I'm so happy for the younger people. I'm so happy for those little black girls who are able to see somebody that looks like them.
Yeah.
And my complexion, her complexion, there's no question she's black.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. It's like, so they can see somebody that looks like them. In my education, most of my education, I never saw people that look like me in the books. There were no pictures of black folks.
How does it feel to be marching on the same day Ketanji Brown Jackson is being confirmed to the U.S. Supreme Court?
Feels like we're marching toward our freedom, marching toward justice. I mean, it's been too long, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I guess.
We would not, if not for our history of marching, we wouldn't even have the first black woman or any woman Supreme Court justice, would we?
That's right, exactly. And also, I mean, the deep history that it's never one person, you know, of the long line, to your point, of women and freedom fighters that are all about Judge Brown's shoulders right now, you know.
On the march in West Virginia, but marching on an historic day. How are you all feeling, Sister Danyelle, Sister Shailly, about this historic day and the confirmation of the first black woman on the Supreme Court?
I mean, this is a big day for generations of people who've been waiting to see true justice, right? And so I think this is the beginning of the possibility of a new era with the leadership and of Justice Brown on the Supreme Court. And we're here in West Virginia to make sure that everyone is doing everything possible to carry that forward. And so to carry this forward, to connect communities that are being polluted and poisoned and who are left behind by Senator Manchin and other elected officials who don't actually represent the interests of the people. We were at the prison today, the East Regional Prison. People were in there because of the opioid crisis, abandoned communities. And so there are a lot of questions remaining out there, and we need every institution on our side, which hasn't been so far. So this is a step in that direction, and the people are coming together for it.
Sister Danyelle, how do you feel about being out here and history being made at the same time?
Well, this march from Harper's Ferry to Martinsburg is a historical march for the state of West Virginia. From my understanding, this kind of march has not happened since over 40 years. And so now we're here doing this across the state, an historical moment today for Supreme Court Justice Brown Jackson. And it's especially for me as an African-American black woman, right? We've been downtrodden for so long, put on the back, discounted, and today Supreme Court Justice Brown Jackson has done the damn thing. And so we're excited for what's to come, especially for me with the ruling out of the abortion ruling ban that's before the Supreme Court today, that's coming out of Mississippi. Yeah. That's a Mississippi case. And so just to see what would happen with her being now on the Supreme Court Justice, as a Supreme Court Justice, is amazing.
Yeah.
And Shailly, we think about Supreme Court a lot of times in terms of civil rights and voting rights, but it's dealt with health care. Mm-hmm. It's dealt with environmental issues. So it's a broad range of things that she can have an impact on, right?
Right. We cannot, I think we're counting on her, and the rest of the court to make sure the questions of political rights and economic rights stay together. To see the full extent of human rights that we've been fighting for.
That's right.
First woman of color on the Supreme Court, y'all.
That's right.
And from our sisters of color on this. Congratulations.
Yes, sisters of color.
That's right.
Congratulations. Here on the march as well with Lauren, Sister Lauren. Historic day. How you feeling about the confirmation of justice now? No longer judge. Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson?
I feel great. I'm exceptionally proud. In addition to being a black woman, she's incredibly qualified. And with the background as a public defender, I think she will have a much needed perspective on the court, and I look forward to see what she does.
Is this an inspiration to you, and do you think to black women and young black women everywhere?
Absolutely. I was a little black girl political nerd in Texas, and I didn't have a lot of people to look up to. I kind of had Donna Brazile and Condoleezza Rice, but not much else. And so to see the progress that's continually made in this space to the point that we see there is room for us in multiple avenues at these tables that must be filled, I think this is the first one, but we know not the last. I'm sure she'll be fantastic.
Is there a relationship between what we're doing here in West Virginia and the struggle it took to get her over the years on the Supreme Court?
Absolutely. I think that so much of what happens to the communities in West Virginia is that people who don't know them decide what they're capable of and decide the resources they are allowed to receive. And so what I also know in my story as a black woman is that we often enter spaces where people decide what we're capable of. And so to see Justice Jackson continue to persevere, continue to prevail, I think there's a direct correlation to the struggles we're having here in West Virginia and what's going on there.
You out here leading us on a march on an historic day, the confirmation of Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson to the Supreme Court. How do you feel about that? What does it mean to actually be marching on the day she's confirmed?
Well, to have not just the first black woman to be confirmed as a Supreme Court justice, but to have someone who's been a public defender. Be careful. To have someone who's been a public defender, right? Someone who has actually defended the people without resources. To have a person like that on the highest court in the land, who are going to hear cases around voting rights, around the right to women's health, around wages and unionization. I mean, we have some really important cases that are always coming up, but right now to then have someone who has the ear and has been with the people, that really matters, and it's connected to why we're marching here in West Virginia.